What's up, guys? MYM here, and I'm going to bring you guys another headquarters match on Summit, but this time I'm actually going to focus on trying to give some tips and general strategy as far as what I feel is needed to succeed when you're playing headquarters. Some friends of mine have asked me to do a commentary talking about when you're actually with a party, which obviously is a lot easier, but still requires some type of coordination with you and your friends. But for right now, this video I'm going to talking about just some general tips whether you're solo or in a party. But one thing I'll tell you right away is I believe flak jacket is a must in any objective game mode, especially in ones where you're going to be in close proximity to the objective all the time. Things like domination, sabotage, demolition, and headquarters. But especially this one, because obviously there's most of the headquarters are they're kind of secluded, so that nades are going to be raining in on you all the time, and obviously having flak jacket, you're going to be able to absorb a lot of potential explosive on you and prevent a lot of deaths that you otherwise would have taken if you hadn't had a flak jacket. But I just wanted to mention that because actually in this particular game I actually have Scavenger Pro, and the only reason I am not running flak jacket is because I think if you notice at the start I had my perks are Scavenger Pro, Warlord Pro, and Tac Mask, and at the time of this recording I was actually working on Tac Mask Pro, and the reason I have the reason Scavenger even means anything is because the Pro version lets you obviously keep replenishing your tac nades, your ammo, and so I could just pick up Nova Gas anytime I needed it. Whereas Warlord Pro, the Pro version lets you have start out with one extra lethal and one extra attack nade. So I would start out with 2 Nova Gas, and I could keep replenishing them all the time throughout the game. So obviously that's a plus right there. But yeah, I really wanted to get Tac Mask Pro since I play headquarters a lot nowadays, and obviously this is the most efficient way as far as a perk loadout. But otherwise, my class nowadays, when I play headquarters, is Flak Jacket Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Tac Mask Pro. And the reason I recommend that kind of perk loadout is basically, in all theoretical terms, it pretty much means the only thing that can kill you is enemy bullets and some kill streaks, because Flak Jacket Pro, you're pretty much immune to most explosives. I mean, I've absorbed 2 to 3 nades at a time, and the only reason you'll even die from taking a nade shot once is if you were already previously injured, whether you're already getting shot at, you were stunned, flashed, or if you took some fall damage. But otherwise, you're gonna absorb a lot of explosive damage. And besides nades, people also use RPGs a ton in headquarters. I personally have an RPG on my class, but I'll go into my full weapon loadout just a bit. But yeah, the Pro version actually is also really helpful because flamethrower is actually seen quite a bit in headquarters, because obviously, like I was mentioning earlier, a lot of the headquarters are in close proximity to buildings, so people like to use it to clear it. But obviously, Flak Jacket Pro, you pretty much are immune to fire. Not completely, but unless you're taking direct hit or you've been previously injured, as I mentioned, you're not going to die from it. And Sleight of Hand Pro, it just goes with the mindset of being able to win gunfights. And obviously, if you can reload quicker, aim down sight quicker, especially defending a headquarters that you already have, it's going to go a long way towards getting the full-time allotment for the captured headquarters. And Tac Mask Pro, like I mentioned, the reason I was so adamant about getting it is just because, the regular version of it is fine, being immune to Nova Gas. And actually, besides Dime, I would not see any other game mode where Nova Gas is actually used a ton. I mean, I tried getting this in TDM and it was too much of a headache, so I just said screw it. Obviously it was a stupid decision to try TDM, but I figured since I'm so into Search, it's my favorite game mode, obviously I would not be getting it in that game type. So I was like, yeah, try to get a respawn game mode, but that didn't work out. But enough with the little useless details. But yeah, Nova Gas is really prevalent in headquarters, so even if you don't have the Pro version yet, Tac Mask is still going to be useful. But with the Pro version, it's where this tier 3 perk really shines. I mean, it makes you pretty much take almost no effects from flash and stun grenades, and that is huge because obviously, just in a normal setting, good players are going to be using their tac nades all the time, whether it's stun checking a room, or if they see you and you're too far ahead of them and they maybe have a shotgun so they can't catch up to you right away, going to throw it ahead of your predicted path and slow you down and whatnot. But, all these situations where people use tac nades, being almost immune to them is a godsend. I cannot tell you how many times where I've been defending a headquarters or even in the middle of capturing it, and like I said, players who know what they're doing are gonna be raining flash grenades, raining stun grenades onto you, and it's pretty much like when an ant crawls onto your hand. A single ant. It's more of an irritation than anything, and you can just pretty much swap it out and then just finish off the enemy. There's no better feeling than an enemy thinking that they completely stunned you, or that they flashed you and running into the room expecting you to be all, you know, prone and waving your hands in the air showing that you were affected, and then they come in guns ablaze and then you just, you know, take them out easily. But especially for headquarters, like I said, I don't see a use for any other perk 3. I mean, you can make an argument for Marathon Pro, especially on the big maps like Array and Jungle, where the headquarters are all spread out throughout the map itself. But otherwise, you know, if you're with a coordinated team, like I said, TAC Maps Pro is going to serve you a lot more use. But, you know, if you're playing solo, Marathon can really help you, especially if you're the only one actually trying to actively get to the headquarters. So that's another one to keep in mind. Hacker Pro, you know, it's alright, but I mean, you know, you're probably going to be throwing nades all over into the HQ anyway, so any claymores or motion sensors or jammers they place are probably going to get blown up by your grenade or gunfire. So, you know, Hacker Pro I don't really see as much use in headquarters. I mean, any other game mode for the most part, it's a great perk, but in headquarters I would take things that allow you to be able to defend the headquarters and take up a lot of damage and whatnot. And obviously Flakjacker Pro and TAC Pro do that, but my particular weapon loadout in this game was I have a FAMAS with the red dot sight and extended mags, courtesy of Warlord. And the reason I chose that in particular, I mean, normally, like I said, my regular perk loadout for headquarters has Flakjack, sleight of hand, and TAC Mask. But the reason I had Warlord was, besides for the perk loadout, you know, having extended mags lets you be able to shoot extended fire for a long period of time, especially in a game mode like headquarters, where, you know, enemies are going to be running at you a lot, especially if they're adamant about trying to, you know, retake the HQ. So, you know, not being have to reload every few seconds, or not every few seconds, but, you know, for that split second where you have to take out 1 or 2 more enemies charging at you, is really a lifesaver. And the red dot sight, just because, you know, I don't really have a need for any other attachment, and you can't combine extended and dual, otherwise I would just do that. But red dot sight just for more of the precision, and that's about it. But yeah, like I said, my secondary is an RPG, and that's just because, you know, it's able to clear rooms in a very quick time, just because for the headquarters that are inside, you can actually just, you know, shoot it in there and it'll just get you effective results. But yeah, this game's wrapping up. Get a nice I think 4-piece kill feed coming up here, but that's finished about the scoring for me. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be doing more in-depth, I guess, guide for headquarters, or at least how I think you should be playing headquarters for teams. Because to be honest, if you go into it playing by yourself, you know, I mean, I can give you all the tips in the world, but I don't really see it as being much of a help, because, you know, randoms, you know, they're so unpredictable, and, you know, whether they help contribute or not, you know, it's kind of a toss-up. But I mean, I'm gonna try to give you guys more tips. This one I focus more on, you know, having the effective perk and weapon choice, because, you know, that more times than not, what you're using or what you're not using can be the difference between you winning and losing. But yeah, we win the game 250-0 with my full team. Finished 42-6 with 5 caps and 8 defends. So hope you guys like this kind of gameplay. Sorry it's a FAMAS again, but I felt it was a decent gameplay regardless. So yeah, take care everybody.